Yes, I want to say good afternoon to everybody on this platform. Um, for some time, I've been disturbed by um, the counseling session I've had with young people, singles, single mom, single dad, disturbed with a lot of divorced um, Christians, or people that are separated. And so for close to more than 20 years, if I may boast about it, I've been sharing my thoughts concerning relationship and the things that you as a child of God ought to understand and get. And every now and then, some Christians feel they are smart. They are smart and they still fall prey to these things. So for a few minutes, I would like to educate or inform you about some of these things that you should run away from. So basically, talk red flags to relationship, red flags to things that you need to understand and run away from. You don't have to consider it. Practically run away from. Just like the story of Joseph. Literally, he ran away from Potiphar's wife. Now, let me be straight and blunt this afternoon. I know some will still be stubborn. Some will say, I have faith. Basically, because some people are desperate to be married, so they do a lot of nonsense on the name of Christianity, on the name of faith. And God forbid that, if you are listening to me, that you, after listening to me today, will fall prey to that. Let's not forget, this I'm sharing is as a result is a pre-plan concerning my book. I title Before You Say I Do, by His grace, on June 26th of this month. There's a platform for that. I will share more on that, and then I'm sure if you're interested, you will chat me up on that. So basically, I'm sure many people are into relationship. You have been out before, and you have been into pains and all those things like that. And then this time around, you want to be careful about you don't want to fall prey. So I specifically want to title what I'm sharing this afternoon on red flags in relationship. When to consider running. Meaning, when you see these things, don't hesitate, just run. Don't be too spiritual about it. Those like my own street language, jackma, sharp. So there's a scripture that I want to share. It's in 1 Corinthians 2 Corinthians 6:14. There was a command there. The command that some of us joke with. But this command, for me, I define in two ways. The second way, I'm sure some of you say, no, it doesn't matter. But experience has taught me that it does matter. One, the scripture says in that 2 Corinthians 6:14, it said, it's a command, do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. It means do not associate yourself with unbelievers. Let me explain. As a child of God, if you are a Christian, what he's saying is this, very simple. Don't go area. If you say you are settling down, then you should settle down with somebody that believes in your faith. It means that you settle down with a Christian. Now, if you are a Muslim or it's your African traditional religion, let me also be blunt. It means that you should settle with that person. And I don't want to be biased this afternoon. If you are a Christian, settle with a Christian. If you are Muslim, settle with a Muslim. If you are African tradition religion, you don't believe, you are atheist, whatever you believe in, settle with that person so that you guys will agree together. And that's why I like some religion, some faiths. They don't marry outside their community. It's about together. So I would advise, number one of the red flags is, don't, as a child of God, don't go for an unbeliever. Don't go for somebody that doesn't believe in your faith. Now, the second catch to this is, I believe strongly, if you are a woman, let me specify, let me say it clearly, don't go for somebody that you are spiritual more than. Don't go for somebody that his level of spirituality is lower than yours. Whether you like it or not, you have problem tomorrow. You may not agree with me, but I've seen it happen times to that number. When you are dating or in courtship, or at the end of the day end up marrying somebody who you have more understanding when it comes to the things of God, more than you have issues with that person. Now, I'm not saying you should be picky, but I'm saying that these are the things that you need to consider. These are red flags. I've seen marriages collapse because the man is not spiritually enough. There are things that the woman understands by virtue of relationship, by virtue of faith, by virtue of the things she has experienced. And our relationship with God is so fantastic that the man is not even close. And it didn't start just today. It started when they are dating, and the woman didn't see it as something that is wrong. At the end of the day, the man starts saying at home. They don't say anything wrong in saying at home. At the end of the day, told the woman, why are you always going to church every now and then? No, sit down at home. Now we can serve God at home. And the woman felt, no. But unfortunately, whatever the husband says, you must, because your first responsibility is to your husband. And the marriage collapsed based on that. So I would say, number one, stand with those that believes in what you believe in, your faith. Number two, if you are a man, then don't marry a woman that is a stronger relation with God than you, more spiritually sound than you. If you are a woman, don't marry somebody that you are more spiritual than. Problem go day tomorrow. I've seen it happen. So I hope you consider that. Then number two, it is important to understand marriage is a sweet thing. Marriage is a wonderful thing. Marriage is a nice thing to enter. My marriage also, in my own English, quote me wrong, it's an everlasting. I put bondage because it's an everlasting thing. As a child of God, you cannot remarry. You cannot say, I vex today, I'm not marrying again. No, you can't say that. You are married, you are married. So number two thing to consider is this. Consider the character of the person you are getting married to. And in this aspect, the character that I'm talking about is diversified. Character based on a mood swing. His mood swing. Character based on his tradition. And tradition, I will explain in details. Character based on how he sees you as a woman, how he sees you as a man. Now, just matter. Character based on even sex. Does he like sex? Does she like sex? Now, some of you are so spiritual. I don't know. This doesn't matter. When I'm married, we'll talk about. No, some things that you need to sit down and talk about before you even go into it. Before you say yes to him or her, or accept his or her proposal. Character based on his attitude, as a man, is he or she an abuser? Abuser in form of words, in form of physical. What are we experiencing today in Nigeria? Rape. And I had the news yesterday, and somebody was saying we rape because most of the hotels are closed down. And I asked myself, I don't understand. We have stories whereby it happened in a church. As a matter of fact, in two churches where it was raped, and in one of those cases, the girl was killed. the character of the person you want to settle down with is important. So one of the red flags that you need to consider, apart from getting unequally yoked with an unbeliever, is the character of the person. In terms of the words, in terms of the actions, in terms of money, in terms with sex, in terms with the in-law, your own family, your external family, how he or she sees them. These are things that you must consider. And if you see that these things is not what he or she is following your likes, run. Because one thing I've learned also in marriage amplifies behavior. It means if somebody is an abuser, before he gets married to you or she gets married to you, don't worry. When he or she gets married to you finally, when he has been welcome to the house, whatever he or she has been doing as a single person, it will be amplified as in times 100. So if he or she is a verbal abuser, mark my words, when you finally marry her, he or she will abuse you times 100. Now, it is important. You see, I think the book of Ecclesiastes, I can't remember, chapter 9, yes, chapter 9 talks about God hates those who are extreme, and it specified those who are over righteous. In the things, marriage is spiritual, but marriage is not over spiritual. And I think there's a book I wrote, I published this year also, Amazing Ways You Can Enjoy Sex with Your Wife. Before you consider saying yes to this person or going after this person, listen, marriage is spiritual, is both spiritual and physical. You must consider these things, because if you don't consider these things, trouble will come. Is the person sexually active? Does he understand what sex is all about? And unfortunately, most of the pre-counseling session that people do in churches, I was guilty of it. When they did for me in my church those days, my pastor, the idea he has now is different from what he had then. So he was also ignorant of some things. So we are not taught about things that we suffered it. I suffered it so much in marriage. I was just doing tumba until I got some, I didn't get some. I made so many terrible mistakes. And today again, some don't even understand, some pastors don't even understand. Or let me put this way, they're not professional enough to understand these things. So they will not teach them. So when it comes to sex is important. And I wrote in that book about the amazing way you can enjoy sex with your spouse. And I advise, you can get it if you are interested, get it. Advise, this question also you need to ask when it comes to sex. Don't be over spiritual about it. Deal with this. I had a class the last 2 weeks whereby somebody asked me a question and I didn't see the question, and that question was the cuckoo that was bothering this lady. And then they start talking about, they are still single, about loving or not loving, and that will bring me to the third thing I want to talk about, which is the last one for today. How do you know? Does this person love me? Who loves more? Who loves one more? Because whether you like it or not, love. Let me say, love in Nigerian context is love in abroad context, other people's context. And unfortunately, most of us, if not all of us, has watched a lot of American films, a lot of friction. And so some of us comes to that understanding that, okay, this is what love is all about. Excuse me, love, that's not what love is all about. I remember in the class I had last 2 weeks, I was telling them that, love is not enough. Somebody said, no, love is enough. I was saying that God is not even the only person. He said, no, God. I said, don't worry. My prayer, I told them my prayer is, I don't pray that you enter the marriage finish and before you realize that, no, this is a full package thing. Because marriage is a full package thing. So you must come to understand that love is important in the marriage, but love is not enough. And that's the third area. You must be sure this person loves you. whether it's a man or a woman, he loves you or she loves you. And the definition of love goes beyond the physical physique, because whether you like it or not, physical physique will go, the breast will go, the breast will fall down, the bum will fall down, the skin will fade. These are things that you need to consider. It goes beyond that. And then I define love as simple. Now I'm talking to Christians. Bible says God is love. So the person that's why it's important for you to understand from the beginning. Do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. So if that person is a believer, he must understand the kind of love we are talking about. God's kind of love, agape love, sacrificial, action word, the love that is doing, the love that is selfless, the love that puts one before another person. That's the kind of love we are talking about. So your partner, the man or the woman, must have this kind of love. And this kind of love is embedded in everything. Though. It has option A, which is agape. No, not option A. It has number one of the requirements, one of the ingredients, which is agape love, God kind of love. It must have erotic love. It must have filial love, which is friendship love. It means it encompasses everything. Who created sex? Who created money? It's still God. So if God had created love, sex and money, who are you not to follow suit? So the person you are getting married to is important. So if this person does not love God, run. Because that's the beginning of it all. Because God is love. And if you are a child of God, because there are issues that will happen in your after you settle down, that you just need this person to love you despite the things that has happened. You need the person to understand regardless of the mistake, because you will make mistake. The man will make mistake, the woman will make mistake. That it is important, love. And so if the person is a child of God, the agape love come into play. And the person, if he loves you and understand the kind of love we are talking about, will put you in front of any other thing, even before in-laws, even before family. And that's what the kind of love we are talking about. Now the physical love that's another area, and that's why it is important. Physical love the sour. I remember one of the platforms I was also invited as on my class session. I thought they said love the sour. I said no. If you love the person, no, love the sour, love the fade. The same way you cook your egusi soup. If you cook your egusi soup and you touch your egusi soup, and if you as you touch it, if you don't, and somebody's looking at bad eye to look at me. You don't warm that soup after you touch it. Keep warming it, keep warming it, pour water, all those things like that. It goes sour. So love sour. So, but the another way not to allow this love to sour is just God. Understand who God is. Understand that God is love. Now, at this point, I'll continue later. Maybe hopefully next week. Understand one. If you're a child of God, do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. 2. Understand the character of the person you're getting married to. 3. Understand what love is for your own good. Now, let me also, I have some fans that are always been following me. Don't see my posts. They will say, what's happening about Debola Praise and all those things like that. I want to say thank you to you. Also, I want to make a plea. I have a YouTube channel. I know people want to say, stop begging people to join the channel now. It's your data now, and it's your content now. So I know some don't understand. So I have a YouTube channel called, it's still in my name, Debola Praise. Please go join the YouTube channel. There are videos that we shoot. We have videos every Wednesday called My Journey Journals. That you just hear different stories from me, my background, what I and how it can help you as a person. Not only my story, other people's stories also. Hang out with Debola Praise. That one is not a church, it's not a service. Just we hanging out and then we sharing thoughts. That's why sometimes you see some young people around me share thoughts and I'll pursue them. And I will teach stuff that you can relate with easily. As I say, it's not a church, even though it's a Christian platform. Also, need to understand that on Facebook we have a Facebook page. All of of them in Obadebola Praise. If you see Obadebola Praise, it's me, one picture you see there, except for one that, because of Facebook matter, you see the IG, Instagram is Obadebola Praise. Why am I mentioning all these things? So you can connect to me. My numbers are on social media platform. Any number you see that is mine, you can connect to me through WhatsApp. It's also WhatsApp. Just chat me up. Please don't call. Just chat me up. I'll respond to you, because this thing, only God knows that. Anyway, just chat me up on WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube channel. Help us like, share, and subscribe to them. They help us, like they say, click the notification so that you can receive our videos. And if this video has been a blessing to us, I'm not saying send money to me, but I'm saying share your thoughts, all our social media platform. So on Sunday, join me again, not on this